All right. Welcome back to Coffee with a Counselor, Grice edition. I'm Jess Belmont, and I'm the counselor. It is my pleasure to be having coffee with Mr. Fitzpatrick, 8th grade science teacher, Grice Middle School, also known as Mr. Fitz. Happy Cinco de Mayo, happy Teacher Appreciation Week to you and all the teachers out there. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing fabulous now that I'm here on Coffee with a Counselor. How was that?
I'm loving the outfit, the tie, the jacket. It all comes together. It makes it really unique.
Yes, it's just a normal Tuesday during virtual teaching, and you know, why would I change from any of the other 30 some days I've taught so far? And I woke up and did the same thing as I've done every other day.
That's really great. You got to keep a routine to keep yourself going, right?
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
This is a pretty big day for me. I'm thinking like celebrities. Their big thing is like if they get on Letterman or Fallon or Kimmel. I'm thinking this is like the Hamilton teacher edition of hitting it big time.
That's it.
I'd like to think I've arrived. And
I'm the Hamilton Township Ellen DeGeneres.
There you go.
Except I don't give out a lot of money.
Well, unfortunately. I think I hear my wife calling. I got to get going. I thought this was going to be that type of meeting.
Exactly. Let's jump right into the good stuff. Let's get to the questions. So you've been at Grice for quite a while, right? 20
years.
Wow.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the technology from when you first started, and all the technology we have now.
Well, when I first started here, one of my many Grice memories, we started with a strike. That was my first experience with being a teacher in Hamilton, was a strike. And our initial technology featured, we had a telephone, which was down in the teacher faculty room. We even had a telephone in the office we could use as well.
Wow.
Yeah. I had 10 computers in my room, or maybe 10 computers, which had a special science computer program on. And the program, this computer program, we had no books back then. We were supposed to teach everything off this computer. All 10 of them broke at the same time in approximately November that year. And the remainder of the year, we taught without computers. So we have evolved significantly to where we're at today. I know myself and Mr. Hart, we thought we were the people who brought PowerPoint to Grice Middle School. It was a pretty exciting time. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, TV notes instead of Blackboard notes. And I look at where we're at today with this virtual online teaching. It certainly would not have occurred in as fluidly, I would say, as it back in 2000 as it is today.
It's funny that you brought up Mr. Hart in that. Because somebody told me, a reliable source told me, that back in the day, you and Mr. Hart used to have this rivalry of pride versus spirit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I think that just deals with the intense hatred we've always had for one another. And people laugh, but listen, we go to work every day, and for the good of the cause, and to support the kids, we pretend to like each other. And I think we've managed to fool everyone, but we realize we work well together. And it used to be big. No matter what it was, I remember the one thing he owned was penny wars. He killed us the one year. He must have raised like close to $800 in his own homeroom.
Wow.
It was bananas. I couldn't keep up with him. But that kind of stuff is the stuff or the memories that kids are going to remember. That's going to keep the school running. It's kind of what makes Grice so great. Some of the other things, whether it was a field day or just a door decorating contest, these are the things it seems like that the kids, when they come back, they're like, "Do you remember this? Do you remember this?" Very few have said, "Do you remember that unit on volcanoes, Mr. Fitz? That was the greatest day ever." Right. But
they remember your battle with Mr. Hart.
Yes, but don't confuse it though. I do legitimately hate him.
But you're frenemies.
No, 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 nothing friendly about it.
No,
I hate
okay.
him. It's legit hatred. Yeah.
I hope he watches this, and hopefully I can get him on for a response.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure he'd have any friends on social media that would even see him. So,
We'll
you know,
say. We'll say.
we'll see.
So I know sometimes it's hard to think of like positive or good things during a time like this. What would you say has been like a highlight of being at home?
The amount of time we've gotten to spend as a family, it's actually pretty cool. I mean, I think we have a pretty tight knit family to begin with, and it's nice hanging out with the kids every day, and just interacting. Usually, it's like driving them to sporting events or some type of activity, or watching them run out the door, or shelling out $5 for them to go buy something.
Right.
But
Always moving.
yeah, it's amazing how much time we've had together. It's actually enjoyable to watch them interact. Everyone gets along pretty well, and even my two daughters who they
They
tend to
butt
battle a
heads.
little bit. Yes, they now make TikToks together. It's a fascinating dynamic.
Wow.
Yes,
Comes
yes.
full circle.
Things I'd never see in this lifetime: a global pandemic and my two daughters making TikToks together. It's been a
Hey, when it
unifying
rains, it
experience.
pours, right? The
Yeah,
stars are aligning.
right. We've probably eaten dinner more together in the last 30 some days than we have in the last,
Couple
well,
years.
13, 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You got
So
on
I
if you
do
want.
have a little bit of a game. Do you know how to play heads up?
I don't. I think
Okay.
I have an idea, but go ahead.
All right. So I have cards with objects or things that you might find in a classroom or the school. And you have to try and guess what it is. You have about 30 seconds, and I'm going to see how many of these that you can get.
Okay.
Are you ready? Is your brain on?
Uh, it the second I wake up,
Is on.
it's on. It's go time.
It's go
It's go
time.
time.
All right. So you can pass. Just say pass. I do have a
Pass.
few here. No, we're not passing yet.
Pass.
All right, you ready?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay. Students can use these to type their assignments. They can sit at their desk. They can.
Phones,
Yep.
laptops.
There's about 25 of them in a classroom. You are usually the one talking to them,
Students.
teaching them. Students might keep their papers in this to keep it
Binder.
organized. Sometimes kids sit on this instead of a chair. It's bouncy. It's
A
round.
ball, a round ball.
Yes. Kids might write with this. It's hard to erase, but they might do their work in this. Different colors.
Oh, what would that be called? What's that called? A
Teacher uses a
ruler.
red one. A what?
Stapler.
No, a stapler.
Not a ruler. A hole puncher. 3-hole
Oh,
punch.
you might write with it.
Ruler.
Okay.
Paper. Pen.
That was your 30 seconds. That was more than 30 seconds. You got 5.
Jeez.
That was a good try.
Oh.
I know. Sometimes it could be frustrating during a time like this. And
I mean, you said right with. I thought for sure it was ruler.
I know. You had me going for a second. I was like, what?
All right. Well,
That was a good try. That was a good effort. I appreciate it. I started to sweat over here a little bit, giving you the clues.
you were really good.
I know. Thank you.
It's me.
I get intense with that kind of game.
It's not you. It's me.
It must be the suit. The tie might be a little tight up here. You're having trouble forming the word pen.
No, I'm used to wearing a shirt and tie every day.
No, that's not it.
I mean, it
Trying to
may have
help
been
you
the
out
clues,
here.
actually. Now that I look back, it may have been the clues. Yeah.
All
I
right,
think that's why I said ruler and stapler and hole punch. Yep.
Yeah.
It
All right.
actually is you. It's not me.
It's my error. Yeah.
It's okay.
So we want to know, what's the highlight of your quarantine? Tweet it with the hashtag CWACGE for Coffee with a Counselor Grice Edition. Hopefully you can see that. I always close out with a quote here. I think you'll like this one, Mr. Fitz. Let me know what you think. Look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little bit harder. And that's by Unknown. It's a pretty good one for now, right?
I do like that. Yes. I was thinking like teach smarter and work harder, but I think yours,
Play harder.
yeah, work harder, play harder, try and be smarter, be safer, but yours may be more grammatically correct. Yours is probably the one we should go with.
All right, all right. Maybe next time you can give me a quote for the next one that I do.
I just gave you one.
All right, but
You
I
didn't
can't
want to use
remember
it.
it, so you're gonna have to send it to me in an email.
Work
And it'll be
harder,
by Mr. Fitz.
teach harder, be safer, stay healthier.
Is there anything you want to say to your kids real quick?
Guys, to be honest, I am very impressed with how well they have adapted to this remote learning. You know, we've come up with all the things that have gone wrong, but for the most part, I would say it's amazing how quickly students and teachers have picked up on this. You know, from day one, really, the teachers with the stuff they've been providing the students. You know, the days back, you know, speaking of technology, like a TV on a cart was big technology back in 2001 even.
Yeah.
And the days of that obviously were gone. It's amazing how fast that we were able to integrate things into the curriculum to get the curriculum across and keep it somewhat interesting and relevant. And but the fact that the kids picked up on it so quick is really an impressive and a testament to them. I was talking to someone where I took an online class a couple years ago where I was going back to being a media specialist, and it was the first time I'd taken classes in 15, 20 years, and I had 2 classes and stuff was everywhere. And, trying to navigate my way through, like, okay, hit the red button, hit the blue button,
yeah.
Submit here, take this folder A and put it in folder B. It's, obviously there were some times where the kids were struggling and you're like, just put it in folder B, please.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they've all gotten the hang out of it and really done a good job with it and made the best of a bad situation. So, it's just a testament to what they can do when they actually put their minds to it. So that would be the one thing I said. Just keep hey, it's not going to stop. You got 6 more weeks, and I think it's going to make them a better student in the long run. It's going to make them more independent.
Prepare them for some of those college courses, and it's nice for them to hear that you're kind of going through the learning process with them.
Yeah, I think some of the things that we saw, like even in the beginning, I know, I gave work for a daily thing, and they said, students pointed out, I may not have a computer at this time, or I don't have access to this, or can you give me all the work at once? And I'm trying to map it out a different way. So, in the different styles for different learners. So,
sure.
And another student said, could you give us a note sheet or a summary of some of the stuff at the end? And little things that they've offered up and contributed on, not all of them, but, we do hear your voices. So
That's awesome.
Try and make it the best for you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Fitz. Again, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to be on here today. And again, happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. This was an honor. So you are, you're finally stepping out of your mother's shadow.
Yeah.
You are going to be the most famous Belmont, I think, in Hamilton when this is all said and done.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
One final thing. I saved this for you. I think this is the last day of the cheesy mustache for me. So.
You know what? Coffee with a Counselor, we can't appreciate it anymore that you saved it for us.
Yes, my wife has decided, like some of the cheese we found in the refrigerator, it's time to be discarded.
It's time to throw it away.
I proved to my son that I can beat him in the cheesy mustache contest, and I think it's time to move on.
All right.
So,
well, thank you for that last little tip. Thank you for being on here.